saw a sign that said, drive like your kids live here. So I didn't go down that road every other weekend. Skipped a couple holidays, you know, it wasn't my time. All right, you guys seem cool. I'm looking for some new white friends. My white friends back at home have been getting mad at me recently for not knowing the results of 23andMe, you know, like just off the top of my head and shit. Put me in weird situations where I get in their car and they're like, oh, for real, Josh? For real? You couldn't tell? You couldn't tell that I was 1/16th Indian? From this dream catcher I got hanging up? And I was like, those don't even go together like that. Like if I took that same test and it came back that I was 1/16th Caucasian, nobody would give me a fucking pass, right? Imagine that same situation, my friend gets in the car, I'm like, oh, for real, Bob? For real? You couldn't tell. You couldn't tell that I was 1/16th Caucasian? From this Fleetwood Mac that I'm bumping right now, my dude? I'll never break the chain. Like, it's like, it's cool. And since it's a nice little intimate crowd, I'm going to suggest to you guys an entire porno series, okay? It's just us. I wouldn't suggest it if it wasn't progressive, though. It's a porno series called Black Patrol. And you laugh like you've seen it before, man. Don't spoil it for everybody. Every episode goes a little something like this. It's two white female cops, and they run and catch a black guy on foot, which, okay, you know, movie magic. We know that shit's not happening for real, but they catch this black guy on foot, and they're like, you don't want to go to jail, right? You don't want to go to jail, huh? Well, you better get over here and fuck me. And this black guy has to fuck them for his freedom. Which, side note, I've been pulled over several times, and not once have I ever been offered the chance to fuck myself out of a ticket. Like I'd have the cleanest record you'd ever seen. Like you'd be like, what happened, Josh? I saw you doing 70 in a neighborhood. How? How did you get out of that? And I'd just be like, I don't know what to tell you, man. But fuck the police. You know what I'm saying? He's like, what? I'm like, nothing, it's fine. Anyway, I got sidetracked. It's progressive because in the end, the black guy gets to shoot the cops in the face. So there's a little cum racism joke there for you guys. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I know, like, some people, like, get really into watching porn. Like, I saw a reel that really blew my mind. Like, it was a young kid, and he had broken a record for naming a certain amount of porn stars in 20 seconds. And the only reason why I knew it was a record was because at the end, he goes, Mom! New record! It left me with a lot of questions, you know? I was like, why is Mom in on this? Why is she supporting this? And then I was like, maybe I'm watching the beginning of a porno myself. I was like, oh, hey, Mom, I broke a record. She's like, let me give you a reward. I'm like, I don't know, I'm just... We're going, okay, that's fine. But see, like, I don't know, man. Like, when I watch porn now, like, I think about other things, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a little bit deeper than just watching about the story. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like, I get why, like, some girls, like, go into porn. Like, everybody likes girls. Everybody wants to see a girl naked. But, like, how do these dudes get the confidence to be like, yeah, I'm gonna do this, you know? Like, you're just in the bathroom just being like, you know what? Let's get this on camera. You know, like... Are they getting recruited like basketball players? You know what I'm saying? Like, they're out there at the gym, Rep sees him, he's like, damn, that dude had 25, 5, and 5. That's fucking crazy. Go sign him to a contract. Again, they run in the locker room, they see him, he's just like, they're like, fuck the contract. Get that dick on camera. Like, that's questions I ask. You know what I'm saying? Like, perfect example, we're at a comic book store, right? Well, if you know what I'm saying? Like, what if a dude's at Comic-Con, right? Hanging out with his friend buzzes in the hotel and see him shoot come all the way across the room onto a Pikachu card, you know? And he's like, get out of the tournament, buddy. And get that dick on. Okay, these are the questions I asked. I just wonder. Here's another one that's connected to that. How does one become a shooter? You all are gonna pretend like you don't know what I'm talking about. Some dudes can shoot, like Steph Curry. I myself am like Shaquille O'Neal. I'm a dunker. I have to be right on top of the situation. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, are you born with that? Like, are you just a natural shooter like Steph? Or like, can you train? These are the questions that I want to know. I would love to be a shooter one day. Here's the big one. Here's the big one that nobody talks about, and the second I bring it up, you're like, why? Why haven't we talked about this? When do you think it became a custom to announce that you're about to come? Right? Think about that, right? Like, if you know somebody right now who just comes in silence and doesn't say anything, like, you know, you just look up and they're just like, what happened? Nothing. Like, that's a fucking serial killer. It's a fucking serial killer. Wouldn't that because, like, it's nice? I don't know. Those are the things that I think about. I gotta be careful though. I did this motion earlier, I did that one, and I gotta cut back on it. Because every now and then my son comes to these shows, and he's about 12, and one time he was in the back, he had his headphones on, but he saw me just fucking going. It was one of those days, it was all the jokes was, you know, and I knew that when he saw that I was gonna have to talk to him about it. You know, and I'm getting ready to drop him off to his mom's house, so I don't know what I'm gonna say, you know what I'm saying? It's late, and he's like, Dad, hey, what is this? Like, what does that mean? And I panicked, like he's about to get out of the car. I don't know what to say, and I just went, buddy, that's how I tell the crowd I love them. That's what I do. I just, hey, I love you. But then I knew at that point, because I had planted that seed, I had to incorporate it in our lives. Which was hella weird, you know? Coming in the room, just like, buddy, way to clean up this room, good job. I love you. Like, you know what I'm saying? All A's and B's again. Damn, you smart, son. And I love you. Like, you know, it's like, I gotta keep it up, you know. When Whitney Houston, I Will Always Love You comes on, it's a fucking nightmare in the house. It's like, it's fucking, so much love. So much love. But like, I don't know, like I said, he's 12 and he's starting to get to that point where like he doesn't really want to hang out as much, right? And like I'm trying to think about ways to incorporate like, you know, what I do with him. And I've been working on a sitcom, a little sitcom. It's called I'm a Dad. And all the episodes are just me, not being the best parent, let's just say that. But what happens is at the end of every episode, I drop the line of the show and just go, I'm a dad, and we roll the credits. It's a great show. That's fine. I'll tell you guys on here. Here's the first episode that we shot, right? My son and I are at a Walmart, right? And he goes to grab one of those small $2.99 balls, right? Grabs them, gets ready to throw it at his sister. And I'm like, stop. Hey, put it down, put it down. He puts it down. And the second he does, I grab a giant $4.99 ball, wait till he turns around, beam him in the back of the head, pow, right? He falls down. His mom sees this whole thing. She's upset. She comes in, she goes, what are you doing? You know better. You're his father. And I drop the line. I go, I'm a dad, and we roll the credits. Like it's a great show. Okay, that's fine. I don't know if you guys are sold on it yet. I talk a lot of shit about my son, which is, easy to do, but like my daughter, he's mine, I can say that. My daughter though, like, you know what I'm saying, I don't really talk as much shit about her, and that's because I'm pretty sure she's gonna be a villain. Pretty sure. Like, I ask her stuff sometimes, I'm like, baby, why do you want to be bad? She's like, cause it's fun. I'm like, I guess, You know what I'm saying? And like, I knew this was gonna happen, like, you know what I'm saying? It started at like an early age when she was still in diapers, you know what I'm saying? Like, one time I saw her with a bag of popcorn, right? And she goes to walk around the corner, and I'm like, Kaya, what are you about to do with that popcorn? And she's like, nothing. Walks around the corner, comes back, bag is missing, diaper full of popcorn, stuffed, right? And I'm like, Kaya, hey, what are you doing? Like, what is that? Is that popcorn? She's like, no, there's no popcorn in my bag. Plops down on the couch, popcorn. Shoot, I'm like, you sure there's no popcorn? She's like, no, it's not. I was like, well, why do you got popcorn? Who put it in there? She's like, I didn't do it. Steve did it. And I was like, who the fuck is Steve? And why is he stuffing your diaper full of popcorn? And that's when I was like, oh, she's already got an alias. Like, you know what I'm saying? And like, it was getting bad, because she would do it even to her own detriment. You know what I'm saying? Like, one time she was just pounding a 90, and I could see what was happening. She was going too fast, and I saw her just poof, poof. And I was like, oh, Kaya, you gotta slow down. You're gonna hurt yourself, right? And she was like, popped it, and I saw it. She was like, I was like, Kaya, baby, you gotta stop. And she was like, you can't tell Kaya what to do. Took another big ass scoop, and I saw her reality change. She was like, Dad, Kaya won't listen to you, but Steve will. Tell Steve to slow down. I was like, Steve, calm down. One time I was getting ready to go to a show, and I was already running late, and I had to put her to bed, right? And I'm sitting there holding her. I'm like, baby, you gotta go to bed. You have got to go to bed, please. And she's like, I don't want to go to bed. I'm like, I gotta go, baby. How about you just close your eyes? Just give it a try. And she goes, how about I close my eyes and never open them again? And then she went limp. And I was like, oh my God. Baby, you gotta wake up. Baby, you gotta get up. Baby, oh my God, baby. Baby, you gotta get up. And I was like, you know what, I'm running late, it's fine, sure. And I'm walking out, and I'm starting to feel bad, because I'm like, oh. And I look back at the last second, and I see her just reach in her diaper and pull out some popcorn. And I was like, thank God for Steve, bro. She's gonna live. Gotta meet that guy. He's great. Oh man. My son, trying to be entertaining, is on his second run of this old classic. Guess what? What?
Chicken butt.
Chicken butt, yeah. See, I see a lot of smiles out there right now. It's probably because it's your first time hearing it today. But when you have kids, you hear that joke about 30 or 40 times, and at some point, I start losing it. He's like, guess what? I'm like, not today, little nigga. And he's like, what? I was like, sorry, I forgot he was my kid, And it's crazy, because now he's like, okay, now I'm gonna find better ways to catch him with it. And one time, he was like, guess what? And I was like, and he's like, no, Dad. I'm gonna get an iguana. And I was like, I don't like iguanas. They real quiet, and you can keep that at your mom's house. Don't bring it over here. And he's like, yeah, Dad, this iguana is gonna be super quiet and super stealthy. And I'm like, yeah, don't bring no stealthy ass iguana to my house. That's exactly, it's scary. I don't want you to bring it. And he was like, Dad, you know why this iguana is gonna be so quiet and stealthy? I'm like, nah, why? And he's like, because I found out how to make iguana socks. And I was like, iguana socks? Like, where did you even find it? He's like, YouTube. I was like, that makes sense. It's a lot of shit on YouTube. And he's like, you know what's the best thing to make iguana socks out of? And I'm like, what? And he's like, chicken butt. And I'm like, oh! If you wasn't my son, you know, if you wasn't my son right now. It's fucking crazy, man. It makes me so, but like, again, I'm trying to be better about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know he's trying to, you know, bond in different ways. And I know that his emotions are up and down at this stage, you know? Like, we watched Avengers Endgame, right? And I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but I hope you've seen it by now. Basically, there's a moment in the movie, right, where Hawkeye goes back in time and he sees his daughter who had disappeared, right? And as he sees his daughter who disappeared, she disappears again and he starts crying, right? Crying, super sad moment, really sad moment. My son saw that moment, held on to it, and told me it was the funniest thing he had ever seen. And I was like, buddy, that's a sad ass moment. Like that, he missed his kid. That's why he was crying. He goes, Dad, if you can't laugh at the sad stuff, then what are you doing? Deep. Deep, right? 2 hours later, we're at a softball game. He has just struck out for the second time, and he is losing it. Just losing it in the dugout, crying, right? And I'm like, I see his mom, I'm like, don't worry about it, I got it. It's a good time for me, a dad, you know, step up. And I hop off the bleachers, right? I go pull him out the dugout, right? I get down, I go, hey buddy, hey, I see you're crying. Buddy, you have got to learn how to laugh at this sad stuff, am I right? And his mom was pissed. She hopped off the bleachers, right? Came over there, she's like, what are you doing? You know better. You're his father. And I went, I'm a dad, and we rolled the credits. It's a great show, guys. You guys should check it out. Oh, man. Let's see. I do know, again, like his mom told me that I need to have the talk at some point, because he's taking longer showers at her house. And I'm nervous. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how to talk to him about it. You know, my dad and I didn't have a great conversation. The closest we got was when I was real little, and I was still in the shower with him, and I just went, what's that? And he was like, get out, get out. And like, that was as deep as the story went, you know what I'm saying, with him and I. So I'm like wondering, how am I going to explain to my son what's happening, you know? And I started thinking about like different ways that I can, you know, approach this. And what I think I'm going to do is just give him a box of tissues and tell him, hey buddy, you can blow more than your nose in this. And hope that he gets it so my water bill doesn't go up. Like, I can't afford that shit. Like, you know, like, I don't know what to say, you know? I don't know what to say. I just started playing D&D this year, this is proper response. Yeah, Dungeons and Dragons, yeah. I also started playing Magic 2. Yeah. See, I've been trying to bond with my white friends. And I'm already like a Dragon Ball Z fan, right? I'm a Dragon Ball Z fan. And probably worst of all these, I'm a WWE fan on top of that. And I think about that, right? With all these little like things that I've picked up, you know, D&D, magic, wrestling. And I look at my girlfriend and I just go, what better way to let her know that I'm not going anywhere? You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody's gonna wanna fuck me with a Magic the Gathering deck and 3 championship belts. Like, nobody wants that. The great thing though, like one of my favorite things about being like a WWE fan is like seeing how the reality like weighs in on it. Like, I don't know if you guys know about Hulk Hogan and the shit that's going on with him, but yeah, okay, that's cool. Because one time I went to tell this joke and there was a comic in the crowd and he was like, my kid, his name is Hulk. I named him after Hulk Hogan. I was like, damn, nigga, you fucked up. Should've thought that shit out. It came out that Hulk Hogan is racist. That's right, did you guys know that? I mean, yeah, you know, anybody who waves a flag that hard. But like, yeah, Hulk Hogan is racist, and it got leaked during a sex tape, of all things. Don't watch the sex tape. I did for research purposes. Not a shooter. Okay, so, during the sex tape, it got leaked that he was racist. You know what I'm saying? He was saying like all types of shit about black people, calling them niggas. And he decided to sue the company that leaked it. Not because he was caught having sex, but just because the racism stuff leaked out, right? And my favorite part out of this whole entire thing is there's a moment where he is under oath, right? And they ask him a question. And they say, hey, you mentioned that you have a 10-inch member. Is that true? And under oath, Hulk Hogan goes, oh, me? Oh, no, not me. Terry Barella has a very average sized penis. Hulk Hogan, though? Hulk Hogan has a big dick. And I'm like, whoa, can you just say that? Like, can you change your name and add inches to your dick? Like, that was wild. And then I started thinking about like the implications about his relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like, what if like he's with his partner and he's like, hey, was that good? And she's like, it was okay. And he's like, well, that was Terry. Wait until tomorrow when Hulk Hogan gets in here. Or maybe it's like wrestling. Like, you know what I'm saying? Maybe she has to wait until she hears the music and be like, oh shit, it's Hulk Hogan. It's him. I gotta pretend he's got another 8 inches on his dick. And I gotta say brother every time he pumps. Like, it's like, I don't know. I got pulled over not too long ago. And I was forced to get out of my car because I met a description. Yeah. And when the cop pulled me out of the car, you know, I was feeling brave. I looked the cop right in his eyes and I go, we fucking? He was like, what? And I was like, nothing, I'm sorry. I just thought maybe I could expedite this process. But I guess I should have asked, what's the description? He's like, oh, it's kind of weird, but yeah. We're looking for a guy who's 6 foot tall. I'm like, okay, that's me. Like 250 pounds. I was like, oh, okay. They're like black. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to stop you right there, man. I don't know if you could tell from the Fleetwood Mac that I'm pumping, but I'm clearly 1/16 Caucasian, and you got the wrong guy. Yeah, it didn't work, but worth a try. Okay, look, I got one joke specifically that I've been trying to get out for a while because I feel like it doesn't quite get the credit it deserves. So here we go. It's a joke about two kings, right? Two separate kings, right? All right. One king you might not be that familiar with, so I'm gonna try to brush you up to get you guys ready. He's formerly known as the King of New York, the notorious B.I.G., Biggie Smalls. Everybody know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? All right, you guys know the album names and like, you know, all this Bad Boy Records. We can't talk about that anymore, but you guys, okay, you guys got it. That's one king, right? That's one king, you guys are ready. The other king we've all heard of, we all know him. He's known as the King of Kings, Jesus Christ. All right, here we go. Two kings. One joke. King of Kings, King of New York, Biggie Smalls, Jesus Christ. Here we go. One joke. I don't know if they're ready. Okay, here we go. If Jesus dropped 2 rap albums, would they not be called Ready to Die and Life After Death? Yeah, it's a good joke. Good joke. I feel like you guys liked it, but it's still not getting the credit it deserves. That's why I'm putting it out there. I don't know, man. Like, I can't wait to tell that joke at the Apollo. Like, you know, which Apollo's full of black people, just in case you guys are confused. That joke will fucking crush. It'll be my first joke. I'll drop it and everybody's like, oh my God. Standing ovation, right? Standing ovation, right? Everybody's losing their shit. I'm like, sit down, guys. I got another 45 minutes to do, please. Sit down. They finally sit down, right? But there's still one lady standing in the back, one lady standing in the back, an older black lady with a box, right? And I'm like, bring her to the front. Come here, man, what's up? Turns out it's Biggie's mom. That's right, it's my fantasy. Biggie's mom is in the crowd with the box. And she goes, that joke is a pretty great joke. And I go, I mean, let's not push it. It's just real good, you know? She's like, well, I disagree. Opens the box. It's Biggie's crown. She puts it on my head, says, you're the king now, right? I'm like, oh man, thanks, Miss Wallace, thanks, you know? Finally get her to sit down, get her back to her seats. The crowd is still in an uproar. I'm like, sit down, here we go. I got 30 minutes. I gotta finish it in 30 minutes, right? And before I could even launch into it, right, all of a sudden, you hear the heaven shake, right? The heaven shake. Right? And you hear, oh, baby, and it's Biggie Smalls. That's right, Biggie Smalls from heaven. He heard the joke, right? He's like, hey, I got Jesus here right now. Do me a favor, retell that joke. He missed it. I dropped the joke. Jesus, he looks at me, looks at his dad, looks at Biggie, looks back at his father. He goes, please, may I? And his dad goes, of course. And he goes, God bless you. That is such a great joke. And I go, Jesus Christ, let's not push it. It's just real good. Finally, the heavens close back up. Biggie and Jesus are gone. The crowd finally sits back down. And I've only got 5 minutes left. But it's the best 5 minutes of comedy anybody's ever heard. And after it's all done, I start signing autographs, right? Everybody wants to talk to me about it. And like, you know, I'm sitting there, like, I'm trying to think of like rappers you guys might know, like Nas, anybody? Kind of, okay, that was just a few of you. Will Smith, does that help? No? What, Salt and Pepper, you guys know Salt and Pepper? Okay, all right. So now, like, I'm sitting there and I'm signing autographs, right? Salt Pepper walk up, right? And they're like, hey, what a lot of, like, that's a pretty amazing joke, like, the commotion, like, Jesus, Biggie's mom, like, that was great. And I go, yeah, you know what, now that I think about it, I feel like it is a really great joke. And some people go, let's not push it. It's just real good. All right, there we go. Some fun little salt and pepper joke. All right, I'm gonna start wrapping this up here. That's like the best little help of rapping. I'm gonna be on the album. Okay, let's see. So like my son and I, right, we got like an hour or so before he's about to go to his mom's house, and he's all like, Dad, you know, what are you doing? And at the time, I was watching Dragon Ball Z, right? And I don't know how familiar you guys are with the show, but when he asked me, he's like, what's happening right now? I was like, son, Goku is fighting for our lives. If he dies, our entire universe is gone. Like, you know, like, and I don't think he's like, I guess that. I'm like, all right, well, at the end of all this, if he wins, he can wish for anything in the entire universe. And my son's like, oh, that's cool. And I'm like, what would you wish for if you could wish for anything in the entire universe? And he's like, bikes. And I was like, nigga, think bigger, like bikes. I said the entire universe. Bikes. And he's like, well, Dad, if you could wish for any one thing in the world, what would it be? And I could see his face. Like, you know, he wanted that reassurance from me. That like, you know, and I looked at him and I said, buddy, if I could wish for any one thing in the entire universe, do you know what it would be? And he was like, what? And I was like, chicken butt. And he was like, what? And I was like, see? Nobody likes that shit, right? Nobody liked it. He was pissed. He was so mad. He got up and just went in his room and like was in there for so long that like for a second I was like, should I give him some tissue? Like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't have the heart to tell him like if I could wish for one thing, it was just to be a shooter, like at least once. Like, you know, but he's in there so mad, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to figure out, you know, what's gonna happen. And comes out of his room finally, you know. And now he's only got about 15 minutes before it's time for him to go. And he's like, Dad, can I go to the park? And I'm like, sure, go ahead, you can go to the park. And he's like, cool. And as he's walking to the park, right, just to let you guys know about my layout, outside of my house, there's bushes, right? And he was being blocked by the bushes, right? But everybody across the street from the park, right, could see me. So as this escalated, right, he's like, I love you. And I'm like, I love you more. And I'm like, I'm not losing today, you know? So I was like, I love you more because I let you live in my nutsack for 28 years. And he's like, what? And I'm like, I don't know how kids work, bro. Like, I don't know. And now we're going back and forth, right? We're going back and forth. And as he's backing up, there's no point in me screaming like that anymore, right? There's no point. So now I'm just doing this. I'm just going. And this is like 5 minutes in, right? It's 5 minutes in, and keep in mind, the people at the park can't see my son, but they see me, and I'm just like. And I'm like, I gotta chill out, right? I gotta chill out. Not because they could see me, but because the neighbors had came out, right? And they were starting to pull up, you know what I'm saying? And they could see my son, and my son was just going. I was like, that's too much fucking love, son. Who taught you about so much love? And like, fuck, just to make it worse, his mom pulls up, and I'm like, fuck me, right? Fuck, and she pulls up and she sees him, he's just, she's like, get in the car, get in the car. What are you doing right now? And he's all like, what? It just means I love you. That's what Dad told me. I'm like, shut the fuck up. That's, I don't know where he got that from. And she's like, yeah, well, why are you doing this? Like, what are you doing? You know better. You're his father. And I went, I'm a dad, and we rolled the credits. It was a great third episode. Thank you guys for being here tonight. I greatly appreciate it. Merch in the back. Give it up for the host, and I love you. Good night.
Shine so bright, make your eyes hurt. Quit while you ahead, that's how my mind work. But if I did that, I'd probably die first. Blessed with my flow, but I know my rhymes curse. So I know it's all good, but it gets worse. Still do it till they got me moving in the hearse. Lay me deep in hopes I'm really chillin', but chances are my brain moving like a mad villain. Hopefully it's not transferred to the children. Can't tell you how I do it, it's automatic. Another frequency, if you heard it, it's just static. Ingrained in the fact.